Hello class, welcome to Managerial Accounting. I want to give you a quick tour of Blackboard and show you how this class is set up. Hopefully answer some frequently asked questions and just make you more comfortable with the entire class. So here we are in the assignments section of Blackboard. This is the screen you'll see when you log on. And in this first section, start here. I've got some resources for you about getting your textbook, also posting your introduction video. You'll make your introduction video and then post it here in this introduction section. We'll look at it in a moment. And also how to access your online homework and quizzes and some instructions for your proctored midterms and finals. In this class, you have an accounting practice set project. You're going to purchase this project directly from the publisher. And if you click in here, or when you click in here, you'll see I've included a video in here that shows you how to register for and purchase your product. And also I've given you the project due dates. And let me clarify, the project is due on April 15th. These dates are suggestions of where you should be with the project in order to make it a stress-reduced project instead of trying to cram in everything in the last couple of weeks, because I promise you it's much more difficult and you won't get the benefit that I intend for you. So start the project the very first day of class, January 14th. In addition, I've put it in the announcements, but I'll let you know here, on January 19th and on January 21st, I will be in Bunnell 111, which is in the School of Management building, with my in-person class, helping any of them that need to get started on their project. And you are more than welcome to come and join us if you're having a little trouble getting started or just kind of need a little bit more direction. Please join us. Also, if there are any of my in-person classes that you'd like to pop in and just hear it in person, you're completely welcome to. My in-person class meets at 9:45 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we're in the Gruning building, room 413. You're welcome to attend. All right, back to the assignment section. The course is organized by chapters. So here you see there's a content folder for each chapter that we're going to cover during the semester. And let's go into chapter 1 and take a look and see what's there. In chapter 1, you're going to see, first off, this mini lecture. The mini lecture is basically narrated slides. These are completely optional. Okay? They do not factor into your grade whatsoever. You'll see them included in the grade book only because when I assign them or when I put them into this folder, they automatically show up in the grade book, but they are not part of your grade. Do you have to use them? Absolutely not. They're just there for your resources. A lot of students find them very helpful, and that's why I've included them. If you don't want to listen to the narrated slides, you can just click through the chapter slides right here. Now, a question I often get is related to homework. Homework is made up of two pieces: LearnSmart part of homework and the textbook part of homework. This first chapter actually has two LearnSmart modules. This is the only one that has that. All of the rest of the chapters will only have one LearnSmart module. Okay? In the LearnSmart module, it actually takes you to the SMART book. And see if I can show you a picture of this. It's loading the McGraw-Hill SMART book, which is basically your textbook, but it helps you by highlighting all of the very important information in the textbook, and it also changes the color of the highlighting depending on how well you've answered the practice questions. So it really helps to focus your study individually on the areas that you need the most help with. As soon as it comes up, I'll be able to show you a little bit more. Okay, it's taking a little longer than I thought, but be patient, hang in there. There are lots of resources in this section. All right, so you can see basically your online textbook, okay, right there. If you go over here to these three little bars, okay, let's see, we'll click up here in assignments first. These are the assignments that I've assigned, and you'll see the due dates right here. I'm not sure why it's saying behind. All right, so you'll want to start by looking at the assignments just so you know where you're at. There's the little preview. Here's the Learn Smart actual book. And notice how it's highlighted the really important concepts that you want to make sure that you don't miss. So you can do your reading here if you'd like. This is the part in the practice section. This is the part where you accumulate the points for this homework assignment. All right, and so basically it's going to pose a question, the lean production approach, check all that apply, and before you answer, it wants you to evaluate yourself. Okay, I know it, I think so, I'm unsure, I have no idea. You always have this button here where you can go and read about it. All right, but you make your selection. I'm just making a random selection and saying, I'm not too sure. Oh, look, I got the right answer. Almost got the right answer. I missed one. Okay. The nice thing about this is that depending on how you answer, it changes the way that your smart book looks, and it will change the highlighting. Let me see if I can find it really quick. If you've mastered a concept, it changes the highlighting to green instead of yellow, so that you know that you've already demonstrated that you've mastered that concept. So it's a way of focusing your learning. Anyway, so it takes you through these questions to evaluate yourself on how you did. If you are unsure or have no idea, of course, you can always go back and read about it. But this helps tailor the questions to your strong suits and to your weaknesses, so that you're not answering your super easy questions all the time because you already know the material. All right, in this recharge section, it says there's nothing to recharge because I haven't gone through the work, but once you do, you'll be able to go through here and just hit the points where you need extra help. There's a section for My Reports. Okay, and just gives you some, information about how your study is going. Here's my most frequently missed questions. Here's my scores by topic. Here's some self-assessment. Okay, so ways to keep you on track. Oops. And then down here at the bottom is a really nice tutorial on how to use the Smart Book. I would go through this definitely before you get started. All right, let's leave the assignment. And let's go back to Blackboard. All right, so that was Learn Smart. So Learn Smart is a required part of your homework. The next section is the textbook homework, also a required part of your homework, and that one takes you to McGraw-Hill Connect, ever so slowly. Okay. And you'll see here the required problems. and you fill in the answers as you know them. And you also have hints. And on your version, because I'm looking at the instructor version, you'll have a button for check my answers. So you'll have a little green check mark if you got it right, a little red X if you did not get it correctly. You have unlimited attempts at your homework. Okay, so, and part of accounting is practicing the problems over and over again, because the more you practice, the stronger you'll be. After you've completed your homework, you have a quiz, one quiz for every chapter, and you actually have 3 attempts at the quiz. The gradebook is set up to accept your highest scored quiz. Now, sometimes, not very often, but sometimes Blackboard will glitch and not record your highest quiz grade. Just shoot me an email and we'll fix that. And that is basically how every chapter is structured. So quick overview again. Mini lectures, not required. Slides, not required. Learn Smart, absolutely required. And it's in that practice section where you get your points. Homework required and the quiz required. All right, let's go back out to the assignments tab. So that's the structure of every chapter. And you'll see here that at the beginning of each content folder, I tell you what midterm this material is tested on. So for example, chapter 1 is tested in midterm 1, as well as chapter 2 and chapter 3. Right after the chapters content folder, you'll see a midterm review. So just a list of some things I think you should know to help you prepare for the midterm. And here is your midterm 1 exam. The instructions, this exam covers the prologue, chapters 1, 2, and 3. You have 2 hours to complete the exam, and you may use a simple 4-function calculator. It is a closed book exam, no notes, no study aids. If you're in the Fairbanks area, you're going to go to UAF eLearning to take your proctored exam. And if you are outside of the Fairbanks area, you need to contact UAF eLearning in order to schedule a proctor in your local area. All of the information for contacting UAF eLearning if you're outside of the area can be found in this Start Here folder in the instructions for the proctored midterm and final. All right, so once you're at the testing center, you'll click on your midterm, log on to Blackboard, click on your midterm, click Begin, and your proctor will provide this password so that you can start on your exam. All right, back to assignments. So you'll see midterm 1, midterm 2, and midterm 3, along with its review. You'll also have a final comprehensive exam. That, of course, is also proctored. It's going to cover all 10 chapters that we've covered. And then if you want to learn about a little bit more about a career in accounting, I've included a link here to CPA This Way, which has a ton of information. All right, let's go back up here. Okay, I've also given you a class calendar. So that you can always figure out where you're supposed to be in the class on what dates. Here's the first day of class, January 14th, and the things I'd like you to work on. And here we go, week by week. I let you know, in this first week, I want you to really focus on your accounting practice set. In this week, I want you to study the prologue in chapter 1. And you'll notice that your assignment due dates are also included on the calendar. So homework and quizzes are typically due on Sundays at 11:59 p.m. Your exams, your midterm exams, are typically due on Fridays at 5 p.m. So here you see midterm 1 opens on this day, a grace period. So you can take midterm 1 any day from Monday, February 15th, all the way to Friday, February 19th at 5 p.m. This is the absolute due date. It is due by 5 p.m. Late exams will not be accepted. All right, so that's how the calendar works. Over here on this tab, this is the discussion board, and this is where I'd like you to post your introductions. Post your introductions. Let me know who you are, where you're from, and maybe a little bit about your prior accounting experience. Maybe tell me something that you don't mind the rest of the class knowing, so that we can get to know each other in this class. Over in this section, textbook and syllabus, this is the required textbook. Now, when I say required textbook, oh, well, here it actually says recommended. You can either buy it in print, or you can use the smart book that comes with the Connect Access. So here's something important, new versus used. You don't have to have the print text if you don't want it, okay? But if you purchase a used textbook, you still need to purchase the Connect Access that allows you to access your online homework and online quizzes. The way the publisher structures this is that the book plus the Connect Access costs just about the same as the Connect Access alone. So you decide what's best for you. And then here's the syllabus. We've covered some of the highlights of the syllabus already, but please read the syllabus. It is the contract between you and me. It outlines what I expect of you and what you can expect of me.